motivating some who posed them. Becoming a Danish citizen is something one has to become worthy of, said Inga Stoltenberg in 2015 when she was Immigration Integration Minister in Denmark's center-right government, implying the unworthy had been slipping through. The Gandhi camouflage goal was not to improve immigrants' Danish, but naturally few of them. Read metaphorically was a major turning point in my life. When I was 19, attending Berkeley College of Music, I had no interest in anything but music. Then the teacher made us read the book, Edition, which is based on business book. I thought, business? Yes, I'm in business school. I just want to be a musician, have some practice sleep. Then he showed us how we could apply that book-based lesson to our music. Even though the book makes no mention of music, he told us to translate the example to whatever we're doing. In other words, don't focus on the example itself. Use it as a metaphor and apply the lesson to my situation. It sounds obvious now, but I never looked at it before. I realized that I could advance my music career by reading books that make no mention of music. In fact, I have a competitive advantage by doing so, since most musicians won't. Now here I am, 20 years later. I write little articles to share lessons that I learned. As the comments, I noticed that some people focus on a random example instead of a great lesson. Nobody else knows your exact situation. So learn to see past the example, focus on the lesson, and apply it to your own life. Think in metaphors. I got the COVID-19 vaccine, and I feel guilty. By John Shaw. A pinch, a jab, and a push. Just like that, it was over. When I received my first dose of the coronavirus vaccine, there were the cameras or reporters. They came without any bit of the pomp and the ceremony that accompanied the early shots of politicians I saw on television or read about in the news. After signing the staff papers and flashing my hospital ID, I was led into anti-chance, was a security guard shooting for a small circular window. From there, it got noisy, and I was shepherded with a lottery with a single killer who sat by the desk. She asked for those papers, my health card, and for me to lower my mask to confirm my identity. I was momentarily stunned. I had a real police share my face to stranger since I was in New York City last March. I had this weird feeling of being naked. She was unfazed. At a small cubicle, I watched the nurse's hands move for every skill. The borrowed cotton and the bandage were laid on. A swab was so up and grabbed my shoulder. The redness quickly disappeared in cold vapor. Lastly, little later, he dropped out a millimeter of clear, iridescent liquid, licking the bubble of air from his point. Loneliness Kills, a middle-aged dad seeks friendship by A.J. Jakes. In one sense, the journalist Billy Baker has undertaken a self-defeating task to cure his loneliness by writing a book. He could have made documentary seems more social, but instead he chose one of the lonely perfections, involving endless days of solitary confinement and room with a keyboard and self-doubt to try to reconnect with friends. Still, Baker manages to call it off mostly. We're not typing text alone. He speaks to psychologists, goes on mailboxing shows, and tries to embrace a vulnerable self. The result is we need to hang out, and you continue makes of social science, memoir, and humor, as if Daniel Goleman book revealed to the lens of the real fellow. Baker, a middle-aged dad and Boston Globe writer, started with the thesis that within the midst of the loneliness crisis, even before poverty. In the 21st century, he writes, loneliness has become an epidemic. He cites a 2019 survey that found 61% of Americans officially lonely, according to the gold standard, you see loneliness here. As the political scientist and sociologist Robert Partner 20 years ago, we're increasingly falling alone. This is not a trivial problem. Loneliness kills. It's right. It's a public health threat linked to short lifespan, heart disease, obesity, and Alzheimer's. Also, relapsing with pills by liver but there's a big part of it that doesn't like pills. We want order, in simplicity, and feeling like we're on top of things and doing things the right way. And so when things feel chaotic, we scramble for some kind of stability. When someone is upset with us, we might not like the feeling being judged and the uncertainty about how people see us, and so might lash out to them, or spin around the story for days about how terrible that person is. When plans don't go how we hope they will, we feel like we're on steady ground, and we start criticizing ourselves or feeling like we are doing things wrong and things are out of control and imagining love and lives. Do you relate to any of these examples? In fact, the uncertainty of our chaotic lives is perhaps the main cause of anxiety, stress, frustration, self-doubt, fears, procrastination, distraction, and more. We know what we feel in this chaos. We are reaching for a new tool, system, method, habit, plan, expert, book on a topic, or phones. There's nothing wrong with any of these things. It's just how we normally respond to us. But if we could relax in the middle of that chaos, it could do so much for us. We would be okay with the feeling of overwhelm and not need to panic or feel bad. We would simply take the next step. We could get focused on one thing at a time and much, much more. The training is to learn to relax with chaos, and from that place, decide on the next simple step. Paradoxical Commandment of Leadership by Hank and Pete. People are illogical, unreasonable, and self-centered. Love the many ways. If you do good, people will accuse you of selfish or ulterior motives. Do good anyway. If you are successful, you win false friends and true enemies. Succeed anyway. Good you do today will be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway. Honesty and frankness make you vulnerable. Be honest and frank anyway. The biggest man with the biggest ideas can be shot down by the smallest man with the smallest mind. Think big anyway. People favor underdogs, but follow only top dogs. Fight for a few underdogs anyway. What you spend years building may be destroyed overnight. Build anyway. People really need help, but may attack you if you do help them. Help people anyway. Give the world the best you have, and you get it too. Give the world the best you have anyway. Why self-compassion, not self-esteem, lead to success? Talking about being kind to yourself may sound like something for a nursery classroom, but even senators should care about self-compassion, especially if they want to be resilient. By David Robertson. Think back the last time you fulfilled or made an important mistake. Do you still blessed with shame and score yourself on being so stupid selfish? Do you tend to feel alone in that failure as if you lead a person to a bed? Or do you accept that error, keep improvement? Talk to yourself with care and tenderness. For many people, the most harshly judgmental responses are the most natural. Indeed, pride ourselves, some ambition and resolution to their best possible self. But the wealth research shows the self-criticism often backwards, besides increasing our happiness and stress levels. It will procrastination and make us even less able to achieve our goals in the future. Instead of chastising ourselves, we should practice self-compassion, greater forgiveness of mistakes, and deliberate effort to take care of ourselves throughout times of disappointment or embarrassment. Most of us have good journey in our lives towards kind of unconditional supportive, such as Bristol Nut, a social professor of educational psychology, University of Texas of Austin, pioneered this research. Self-compassion is learning to be that same, warm, supportive friend to yourself. Driven by Curiosity by Steve Cavallino. People often ask me what drives me. What are the many motivations for taking action? I see that one biggest driver is curiosity. I love to learn, and I find it most valuable to learn through hands-on direct experience. In my early years of this personal development, I did a combination of reading books and doing experiments on my own. I found direct experimentation to be a better investment. Books were mostly good for stimulating further experimentation. It was there that I found good ideas from books that I could apply as is. Most ideas are picked up from books or misaligned, and they often let me escape for a while. The main mistake of trusting other authors too much and giving them too much credibility. I mistook confidence as a reason to pursue their ideas with flawless. Many of my best advancement and secretary experiences started with a spark of curiosity. Then I added fuel to that spark by investing in exploration. I went vegan 24 years ago because of curiosity. I meeting a road because of curiosity. After college, because I was curious about it, I moved to Las Vegas because of curiosity. Review of Rear Window by Roger Ebert. The hero of Elephant Hitchcock's Rear Window is trapped in a wheelchair, a wheelchair too, trapped inside a portal view. Inside is lack of freedom and limited options. When he passes long days and nights, by shamelessly maintaining a secret fortune and neighbors, we share his obsession. It's wrong, we know, to spy on another. But after all, aren't we all voyeurs when we go to the movies? Here's a film of them who does on the screen what we do in the audience. Look through lens at the private lives of strangers. The man is famous photographer named L.P. Jeffrey, Jeff, his fiancée, played by James Stewart, and managed action, laid out with a broken leg and a heavy task that runs out of case. He never leaves his apartment with only two regular visitors. One is a visiting nurse, Gavin, from a reader, who predicts trouble. The New York State Senate for keeping Thomas 6 months workout. The other is a fiancé, the least brainless, Grace Kelly, a legal model and justice honor, who despairs of acting to commit myself, who rather take the lives of living side of his skin. The dialectical. What people ought to do is get outside own house and look into our team. The therapeutic value of reading. Books can help calm and test cause you from pandemic stress, but many of us are finding it harder to read now. Here's How and Why to Get Back Fit by Elizabeth Bernstein. This past year, I found myself turning again and again to life poetry by Emily Higgins. There's no physics like a book. Like many people, I've needed a therapeutic reading more than ever this year. As neuroscientists, psychologists, and your high school English teacher will tell you, books are good for the brain. And the benefits, particularly vital now. Books expand our world, providing an escape and offering novelty, surprise, and excitement, which boosts dopamine. They broaden the perspective of empathize, and they can do our social life, give us some connect over. This tracker helps reduce our mental traffic. When we read that glorious philosophy of reading or fully immersed in the book, My brain's default mode network had calmed down, subscribed to it, a psychiatrist directed research on Brown University mindfulness set. That's a network brain regions that actively are not doing anything else, and can get absorbed in worrying and rumination. Does it help to be desperate? By third service. I always try best to never be desperate. Confidence comes from knowing you have many options. But reading the autobiography of Richard Branson, the founder of Virgin, it was clear his entire career was driven by a self-created desperation. He would always sweet-talk the bank into giving him a large loan to take on an ambitious new venture. Then speak even that past the final level, always the brink of the repossessed, and use that dual guide desperation to take even more ambitious gamble, somehow come at hand. Just enough to clear up the loan. They do it again with something even more ambitious. Here are some examples. When he was only 21, running Rex 8 with a letter Notting Hill, he got stuff needed with a very comfortable house in the country. They abandoned the common street for weeks at a time, and recalled would never feel like. So he drove on the countryside, looked at us, found a 15-bedroom manor that he'd been unmarketed a long time, and received and make it a great deal for £30,000. He had no money himself, but borrowed a little farmer's family, then showed back his business store and got a loan. He turned into a successful recording studio. So here I am reading this, impressed about his views. I'm frugal. I avoid debt. I save more. I never spend for more than I earn. But how possibly uncomfortable is this around the house? Could actually help to be desperate? Could that drive the new heights and adversity? On the other hand, since people do dumb things with desperate deals or stealing, what's different? I know the answer. Do you have any ideas or gather ideas or comments and share the collective answer to this tomorrow? AEA by Louis Maid Alcott. Like a Bunyan's pilgrim, forth went the dreaming youth, to see, refine, and make his own wisdom, virtue, and truth. Life was a book, and patiently studied each part page, by turn to reformer, outcast, priest, philosopher, and sage. Christ taught him last than teenage, for God's sake. Sin, suffer me. The novelism that express faithfulness from the those few, eager to listen, learn, pay, the love and honor due. Power and place, silver and gold, and neither ask nor sought, only to serve this fellow men with heart and glory and thought. A pilgrim stop, but in this path no sins to fight, no price, but wisdom, morals, piety, to teach, to warn and bless. The world passed by, no care to take, the charity to give, a parting self, content to work, and beautifully live. Unsaddened by long, lonely years, or want to neglect them wrong, he threw to him a kingdom worth, steadfast, serene, and strong. Magnanimous and fierce love, title is happy end. Patience and peace and his virtue, death and mortal flight. For him no monuments, no laws can bore the memory of the golden one, not shines of the lives of the mom. After 95 years, Ryder finally got a green light to leap from the great deficit. Laws prevent artists of borrowing from classic works, even decades after the original author's death, killed broad culture. By Ellen Richardson. The Daisy ever leave town? What happened to me after retreated from New York? How the Greek athlete muscled into the Roaring Twenties underworld to make his illicit fortune? Was he fascinating, or vampire. At the stroke of midnight on January 1st, writers and other artists have got green light to imagine their own answers to those questions, and to use the character created by Aristotle this year in his 1935 novel, The Great Gatsby, without anyone's permission, uncued an avalanche of gospel novels, and years his market, a new editions jazzy novelist himself. What is welcome and of creativity is also reminded that 1950-year recent years House, Michael House, popularized Law The Great Gatsby out to the public domain for so long that the best moment for reworking of the iconic novel may have already come and gone. The general story is still beloved classic of course, and some of its themes, social and class divisions, lost love, or kindness. But nearly a century after publication, it's also an artifact of fleeting time, increasingly remote to the experience of many readers, who may read now as mostly as a historical gospel drama, tales and dapper tuxedos. Savor what you dread and avoid by Liubabat. Today, my sons and I were standing in the edge of the pool on a cold day, knowing the water we were about to jump into was freezing. It was day 27 of my first 40-day discomfort challenge, and we were dreading the golden water. We knew it would be shockingly cold because we jumped into it at 26 days earlier than we want to go, but we committed to this. In vain, I invited myself to a non-self shift. Can I bring curiosity to this moment? This moment I have already judged this bad. This experience I've already put into a fixed box of how no. Can I go on my fixed ideas and judge bring curiosity? What is this moment like when I'm my judgment, these views, notions? It becomes much more open, much more filled with possibility. From this place of possibility, I wondered if there's something to savor right now. Is there anything I can enjoy, appreciate, find sweet and beautiful? I found a lot to savor. The chilly air, the intensely blue sky and the low-lying stalked clouds, the quiet neighborhood with the flames flying overhead and the birds calling. I said this moment is challenge. This day of being fully alive and being able to meaningful work with others. This day of having loved ones here and scattered elsewhere who I care deeply about. I found a lot to say, and suddenly this became a moment to freedom and love. I jumped in and found the divine. A Sensible Purchase Bride by Warren Buffett. There are four abiding blacks that added to Berkshire. 1. Sideboard standalone acquisitions. 2. Bolt-on acquisitions that fit with businesses we already own. 3. Internal sales growth and margin improvement at many and very businesses. And 4. Investment audience from a huge portfolio of stock and bonds. In this section, we will review 2017 acquisition activity. In our search for new standalone businesses, the key qualities we seek are durable competitive strength, able and high-grade management, good returns on the net tangible assets of operate businesses, opportunities for internal growth at attractive returns, and finally, a sensible purchase price. That last requirement proved the barrier to virtually all deals we reviewed in 2017, as prices for decent but foreign to attractive businesses at an all-time high. Indeed, price seemed almost irrelevant to the army of optimistic purchasers. Why the purchase frenzy? In part, it's because the CEO job self-selected for can-do types. If Wall Street analysts or board members urge that the wrong CEO to consider possible acquisitions, it's a bit like having a rapidly teenager to be sure to have a normal sex life. Once the CEO hungers for a deal, Peers should never lack for forecasts that justify the purchase. Subordinates will be cheering and winning a large dominance and compensation levels that typically increase corporate size. Investment backers smiling huge fees or being plotting as well. Don't ask the bubble with a unique health